But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean this sincerely, I want to thank Stephen Colbert. You're welcome. Somebody had to say it, and I'm the one at the mic. Ladies and you don't love me as much as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are making history. I think we'll all remember where we were when this happened. I was up here. You guys were out there. Remember that? Good times. Before I introduce the man we've all gathered here to see introduce me, I want to salute the other candidates in the race. I think people are hungering for a positive campaign, so I'm not going to go after this man's opponents. I won't be saying things like, the only difference between Mitt Romney and a statue of Mitt Romney is that the statue never changes its position. That's not positive, not even to the statue. And it would be wrong to say that if you guess Ron Paul's real name, he has to teach you how to spin straw into gold. I'm not going to do it. And I am not going to answer the gotcha question, am I interested in an open marriage? Though I am flattered that Newt Gingrich asked me. You see, I didn't come here to criticize anyone. I came here to praise one man. One her man. Important note, a her man is not the same as a she male. I don't want to frighten off any Santorum supporters. The Charleston Nation, anybody who knows me knows that I have believed in the message of Herman Cain for several days now. And for so many reasons. Herman Cain is a business leader. Herman Cain is a family man. Herman Cain is an outsider. In fact, he is such an outsider, he is not even running for president anymore. He's a man with ideas, a man with conviction, a man with a bus with his face on it. Gandhi didn't have that. I want you to vote for Herman Cain. Because Herman Cain is me. We both refuse to play by Washington's rules. We both flout convention when it comes to things like taxes and debt and how many Beckys there are in Becky, 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 Stan, Stan. I say 3, Herman says 4. National Geographic is working on it. But mostly, I believe you should work for Herman Cain because he believes in hard work, the power of free markets, and he possesses the one thing I don't think I will ever have, a place on the South Carolina primary ballot. So it is my great honor to introduce to you the her man with the plan. The plan so fine they named it 999, the Mad Max of the flat tax, the Indiana Jones of opportunity zones, the her man, the her myth, my brother from another mother, Mr. Herman Cain. Give it up!
Thank you very much, Mr. Colbert. And I would also like to thank all of you for being here, and I would like to thank President George Benson, who just happened to be conducting a board meeting. Would you give President Benson a rousing round of applause, please? President of this great university. Thank you, George. President Benson and I served on a board of directors together. That's how I got to know him, so I was doubly thrilled to be able to come here today for this special event. Now, Mr. Colbert could not get on the ballot. I could not get off the ballot. That's how this came about. And Mr. Colbert mentioned that there was one thing that I have that he does not have, which is a bus with my face on it. But there's another thing that I have that Mr. Colbert does not have, which is why he drafted my image in order to do his run for president. He does not have my complexion perfection. That was a joke, y'all. But I want to thank Stephen Colbert for being here and doing something that is really, really very important. I believe that what Stephen Colbert has done by attaching his name to my image, I'm not offended by that. Because as I said during one of the debates, America needs to learn how to lighten up. They really need to learn how to lighten up. Because this event that was conceived by Stephen Colbert and his staff helps to bring attention to the crisis of the situation that we are in. Every vote counts. Now, Stephen Colbert asked you to vote for Herman Cain. I am going to ask you to not vote for Herman Cain. And here's why. I don't want you to waste your vote. I don't want you to waste your vote, because one of the things that a lot of people fail to really appreciate is that every vote counts. Every vote counts, and your vote still matters, and you still matter. That's been my message. That has been the message. And we've had a lot of, this is a fun event. When Stephen first called me and asked me to be a part of it, I said, hell yeah. I said, this will be fun. And yes, I've been criticized by some people in the media because I like to have a sense of humor and do events like this. I wasn't trying to please those people, because even though I am no longer officially seeking the position of president, I am still on a mission to take back our country, and we can't do it without your help. Several things inspire me to still be a voice. Don't forget. Oh, y'all like the Pokemon thing. Oh, I know me some Pokemon words. There are several things that inspire me. But four things that inspire me are my 4 grandkids. You see, this is not about me. It's about our grandkids. It's about you, and it's about your kids. You see, I'm inspired by the fact that my first grandchild was born in January in the year 1999. 1999. I'm not making that up. My 4th grandchild was born New Year's Day 2012 this year. That's what inspires me. That's what inspires me. And I'm also inspired by all of you being here. And so let me leave you with this. Remember, make your vote count. Make up your own mind. And always be a part of the solution and not part of the problem. And since somebody brought up Pokemon, I believe the words go like this. I didn't say I was going to sing it. I got another surprise for you. Don't worry, I got another surprise. I tell you what I'm going to do. I was not going to let Stephen Colbert show me up singing. But let me give you the Pokemon poem first, because it sums up, folks, what I want you to keep in mind. It says, life can be a challenge, life can seem impossible. It's never easy when there's so much on the line, but you can make a difference. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do. The power of one begins with believing that you hold the key to all of your achieving. It says, believe in what you can do. And since Stephen Colbert tried to show off his vocal ability, believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. And know from the moment you try, if you believe, you know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic there in your heart. Believe all these things, not because I told you to, but believe in yourself, America. Believe in yourself, the USA. Believe in yourself as God believes in you. My brother from another mother, Mr. Stephen Colbert. We the people are still in charge.
That man's got a beautiful voice. Thank you so much. Herman Cain, everybody, give it up. Now I want to make sure, is Evan all right? Somebody faint? Have we gotten her some water? One of the gospel members of the gospel choir fainted. Let's give it up for her. Let's give it up for her. Hope she's good. Thank you, Herman Cain. All I can add to Herman's eloquent quotation from Pokmon is, gotta catch 'em all. My fellow Americans, a lot of people have asked me, why are we here? What is this about? In fact, Herman asked me that on the bus coming here just now. It is quite simple. As Herman Cain said, we, the people, are still in charge. We, the people, still retain our power. But let's think of that phrase, we the people. We all learned it in school. Some of us learned it in Schoolhouse Rock. But what do we mean when we say we the people? Well, when our founding fathers wrote those words, we the people, they meant all the people who were white male landowners. But throughout our nation's great history, every generation has been called to expand the definition of who is a person to more of their fellow human beings, regardless of race, creed, color, or whether they are human or have beings. Because now we know that corporations are people. Can I get a corporations are people?
Corporations are people.
Can I get another corporations are people?
Corporations are people.
And if corporations are people, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say I am a people person. So is this a civil rights issue? Yes. No, I don't like it when other people compare me to Martin Luther King. I like it when I do it myself. I'm like Martin Luther King. I am the Martin Luther King of corporate civil rights. The Lockheed Martin Luther Burger King, if you will. Now, some of you may be too young to remember, but years ago, back in 2010, there were still limits on how much money corporations could spend on elections. And not just corporations, also billionaires and unions, but mostly corporations. And faced with this tragic lack of corporate influence in our government, 2 years ago, 5 courageous, unelected justices on the Supreme Court took a stand while technically still sitting. We all know their names: Thomas, Scalia, Roberts, the other Scalia, and the tall guy. I want to say Gary something. The case Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. In it, they ruled that since corporations are people, and people have the right to free speech, and money equals speech, therefore corporations have the constitutional right to spend unlimited money in political speech. With a stroke of a gavel, these brave men leveled the playing field and then sold the naming rights to that playing field to Bank of America. But these wise men knew that there had to be some reasonable restrictions to protect all that innocent money from the corrupting influence of politicians. And so they declared that the unlimited corporate and union and billionaire bucks had to be completely independent of the campaigns. And lo, super PACs were born unto us. We had finally arrived at an American crossroads to restore our future priorities, USA, and make us great again. Because freedom works. And once upon a time, even I had one. Colbert Super PAC. You know our motto, say it with me: making a better tomorrow, tomorrow. God bless you. And when I started it, I promised that you would be a player in this election. I promised to make your voice heard in the form of my voice. Well, nation, I have to ask, can you hear you now? I can't hear you hearing you. That's more like it. Now, a quick legal disclaimer. My former Super PAC had nothing to do with today's rally. It is now known as the Definitely Not Coordinating with Stephen Colbert Super PAC, controlled by my shadowy dear friend and completely uncoordinated business partner, Jon Stewart. You see, folks, I had to give up my Super PAC just because I formed an exploratory committee to be the President of the United States of South Carolina. Giving up that Super PAC wasn't easy. It was like giving up my baby. You know how hard that is? Now imagine that baby had a whole lot of money. Imagine how much harder that would be. Because God willing, you'll get that baby back, but it might not have all the money. So why would you love it? Of course, the pundits out there in the media, they've asked, yes, boo. The pundits have asked, is this all some joke? We've all heard it, haven't we? And I say, if they are calling being allowed to form a Super PAC and collecting unlimited and untraceable amounts of money from individuals, unions, and corporations, and spend that money on political ads and for personal enrichment, and then surrender that Super PAC to one of my closest friends while I explore a run for office, if that is a joke, then they are saying our entire campaign finance system is a joke. And I don't know about you, but I have been paid to be offended by that. We fought a great civil war to ensure that all people are people. As Abraham Lincoln said at Gettysburg, give me some money. They don't teach that in school anymore. They've replaced that with Gay Mexican History Month. Now, there are bigots out there who don't like the progress we've made. There are cynics who say that you have to be a billionaire to have your voice heard in Washington. Wrong. You just have to know a billionaire. We face an uphill battle. I won't lie to you. And unlike all the other hills I've conquered, this one does not have a gondola and a fondue shack on the top. But I believe we must not go back to those dark days when we discriminated against corporate persons based on the color of their skin, or because they didn't have skin, or a head, or a face. And if you share that belief, then tomorrow you have no choice but to vote for Herman Cain. Because he shares my beliefs? I don't know. I haven't asked him. The point is, I share his beliefs, and you share my beliefs. So by the transitive property, he shares your beliefs. You see, politics is like an STD. And I mean no offense to STDs. So tomorrow, January 21st, the 2-year anniversary of Citizens United, you can thank the Supreme Court by going into that voting booth and voting for Herman Cain. Because sadly, it is still illegal to vote with just pure cash. Now, the experts say he can't win. They've been wrong before. Not this time. This time they're spot on. But just because you lose, that doesn't mean you surrender. Did Napoleon surrender at Waterloo? No. Did Custer surrender at Little Bighorn? No. Did Robert E. Lee surrender at Appomattox? Hell no. The fight goes on. The dream endures. Eyes on the prize. Enter the octagon. We must stand for our corporate brothers and our limited liability sisters. We must stand because they have no legs. We here must highly resolve that these unlimited funds shall not have been donated in vain. Because if corporations are people, people with a constitutional right to influence our elections, then I promise you, government of those people, by those people, and for those people shall not perish from this earth. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless Herman Cain. Get up here, Herman. Come on. Come on. Forget to vote. Vote for who Herman told you to vote for, or vote who I told you to vote for. Just don't forget to vote. God bless the USA.